Let's be honest, you open Instagram to check one notification, and suddenly it's 2 a.m. and you're watching a guy juggle pineapples while explaining quantum physics. Sound familiar? That's not a coincidence. Social media platforms aren't just designed to be fun, they're designed to be addictive. And the crazy part? The same psychology that keeps people glued to slot machines in Vegas is exactly what's keeping your thumb glued to that screen. Welcome to the dopamine casino, where every scroll is a gamble. Here's the thing, your brain runs on a reward system. It craves predictability, but loves surprises. And social media algorithms? They've cracked the code. Every time you scroll, you're essentially pulling a lever on a digital slot machine. Sometimes you get a meme that makes you laugh. Sometimes it's a video that blows your mind. Sometimes it's just boring stuff. But you keep scrolling because your brain is screaming, maybe the next one will be good. That's called variable ratio reinforcement, and it's dangerously effective. Variable ratio reinforcement is the backbone of every addictive behavior. It's why gamblers can't quit. It's why your dog does tricks even when you forget the treat, and it's why you refresh your feed even when nothing new shows up. The reward isn't guaranteed, but it's possible. And that possibility, that's what hooks you. Your brain releases a tiny hit of dopamine, not when you find something good, but when you anticipate it. The hunt is more addictive than the prize. Now let's talk about infinite scroll. Remember when websites had pages? You'd click next and there was a natural stopping point. That's gone now. Social media feeds are bottomless. There's no end, no closure. Your brain never gets the satisfaction of finishing something, so it just keeps going. It's like eating from a bowl that refills itself. You're never full because there's always more. This design trick removes the natural pause that would let you think, okay, maybe I should stop now. And here's where it gets sneaky. The algorithm learns what you like, not what you think you like, but what actually keeps you watching. Did you linger on that cat video for 3 extra seconds? Noted. Did you scroll past that news article in half a second? Also noted. The platform builds a psychological profile of you based on micro behaviors you don't even notice. It's not showing you what you want, it's showing you what statistically keeps people like you engaged the longest. Big difference. This isn't about entertainment anymore. It's about attention extraction. Your attention is the product being sold to advertisers. And the algorithm's job? Maximize the time you spend on the platform. Every feature is engineered around that goal. Autoplay videos. Notifications that pop up right when you're about to leave. Stories that disappear in 24 hours, creating urgency. Even the red notification badge is designed to trigger a stress response in your brain, making you feel like you have to check it immediately. Nothing here is accidental. Let's zoom into dopamine for a second. Dopamine isn't just the feel-good chemical, it's the I want more chemical. It drives motivation, anticipation, and craving. When you scroll and find something interesting, your brain gets a little dopamine spike. Not enough to satisfy you, just enough to make you want another hit. It's the same neurological pattern seen in gambling addiction, sugar cravings, and yes, drug use. Social media platforms have turned your daily routine into a series of micro-gambling sessions, and you're playing with your time and attention. But wait, it gets worse. The algorithm doesn't just show you random stuff, it shows you emotionally charged content, because that's what keeps people engaged. Outrage, shock, cuteness, inspiration. These emotions make you stop scrolling, they make you react. And every reaction is data. Every like, comment, share, or even hesitation teaches the algorithm more about how to manipulate you. You think you're in control, but really, you're being gently guided down a path designed by behavioral psychologists and data scientists working together to keep you hooked. Now here's the weird part. You don't even need to enjoy what you're watching. The algorithm doesn't care if you're happy, it cares if you're engaged. Ever find yourself watching something you hate? Maybe it's cringe, maybe it's drama, maybe it's just weirdly fascinating in a car crash kind of way. You can't look away. That's engagement. Negative emotions often drive more engagement than positive ones. Anger spreads faster than joy. Shock sticks longer than calm. The algorithm knows this, and it uses it ruthlessly. Let's talk about the comparison trap. Social media feeds are highlight reels. Everyone posts their best moments, their wins, their perfect lighting. You're comparing your boring Tuesday to someone else's carefully curated fantasy life. And your brain? It doesn't care that it's fake. It just knows you feel like you're falling behind. This triggers a stress response, which ironically makes you scroll more to escape that feeling. You're using the source of your anxiety to cope with your anxiety. It's a vicious, brilliant trap. Here's another layer. Social validation. Likes, comments, shares. These aren't just numbers, they're social proof. They tell your brain, you matter, people see you. And when you don't get them, it feels like rejection. The algorithm knows this. That's why notifications are timed unpredictably, sometimes instant, sometimes delayed. This randomness makes every notification feel like a potential reward, so you keep checking. Your self-worth is being gamified, one double tap at a time, and most people don't even realize it's happening. What about FOMO? Fear of missing out. Social media is built on it. Stories that vanish, trending topics, live videos, limited time filters. Everything is designed to make you feel like if you're not online right now, you're missing something important. But here's the truth. You're not missing anything. Most of it is noise. But your brain doesn't know that. It just knows that everyone else seems to be in on something, and you're not. So you stay online, just in case. That's FOMO working exactly as designed. Now, algorithms also create echo chambers. They show you more of what you already agree with. Why? Because it keeps you comfortable, and comfortable users stay longer. You're not getting a balanced view. You're getting a personalized bubble. This makes you think your opinions are more common than they are, and it makes opposing views seem more extreme. Over time, this warps your perception of reality. You're not seeing the world. You're seeing a version of the world custom built to keep you clicking, liking, and sharing. Let's get into something darker. Doom scrolling. You're exhausted. You know you should sleep, but you keep scrolling through bad news, disasters, arguments. Why? Because your brain has a negativity bias. It's wired to pay more attention to threats than to safety. In prehistoric times, that kept you alive. Now, it just keeps you glued to your screen, consuming content that makes you feel worse. And the algorithm? It notices you're engaged, so it shows you more. You're stuck in a doom loop, and it's by design. Here's something most people don't think about. Every time you open an app, you're entering a psychological battlefield. The designers know about loss aversion, scarcity, social proof, commitment bias, and dozens of other cognitive tricks. They're not just guessing. They're A/B testing. Every button, every color, every notification sound. What you see on your screen has been mathematically optimized to exploit your brain's weaknesses. It's not a fair fight. You're up against some of the smartest engineers and psychologists in the world, all focused on one goal: keeping you hooked. Let's talk about intermittent reinforcement again, but deeper. Imagine you pull a slot machine lever and win every time. Sounds fun, right? Actually, you'd get bored fast. But if you win randomly, unpredictably, you'll pull that lever forever. That's what social media does. Sometimes you get a hilarious meme, sometimes a heartwarming story, sometimes nothing. The unpredictability keeps your brain in a state of anticipation. You can't predict the reward, so you can't stop trying. It's the same reason people check their phones over 100 times a day. Now here's the part that should scare you. These platforms know when you're vulnerable. They know when you're sad, lonely, bored, or anxious based on your behavior patterns. And that's when they push harder. More notifications, more emotionally charged content. They're not trying to help you feel better. They're exploiting your emotional state to maximize engagement. When you're down, you're more likely to seek connection and distraction online. The algorithm doesn't comfort you, it capitalizes on you. That's the reality of attention economics. Let's get real about time. How many hours have you lost to scrolling? Not just wasted, but literally lost. Time you'll never get back. The average person spends over 2 hours a day on social media. That's over a month per year. Imagine what you could do with an extra month. Learn a language, build a business, actually sleep. But instead, that time is being siphoned off, bit by bit, scroll by scroll, while you're barely even aware it's happening. The algorithm is stealing your life in microdoses, and it's so smooth you don't even feel it. Here's where it connects to identity. The more you scroll, the more the algorithm shapes what you see. And what you see shapes what you think. And what you think shapes who you become. You start to believe the world is how the algorithm shows it to you. Your interests, your opinions, even your mood can be subtly influenced by what you're fed. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's just how pattern recognition works. You are, to some extent, being programmed, not by force, but by repetition and reward. But here's the good news. You can fight back. Awareness is the first step. Once you understand the game, you can start to opt out. Turn off notifications. Set app timers. Delete apps you don't actually enjoy. The algorithm loses power the moment you stop feeding it data. It can't manipulate you if you're not there. And when you do use social media, use it intentionally. Decide what you want before you open the app. Don't let the feed decide for you. Take back control. It's your brain. Defend it. Another strategy? Replace the habit. Your brain craves stimulation. If you take away social media without replacing it, you'll just go back. So find something else. Read, draw, walk. Talk to real humans. The dopamine hit from real-world activities is slower but deeper. It actually satisfies you instead of leaving you craving more. Social media is junk food for your brain. It's quick, it's tasty, but it leaves you hungry. Real engagement, real connection, real creation, that's the meal your brain actually needs. Let's also talk about intentionality. Most people use social media passively. They open the app without thinking, they scroll without purpose. That's when the algorithm wins. But if you approach it actively, with a goal, you can minimize the damage. Go in, check what you came for, and leave. Don't browse, don't explore, don't fall into the rabbit hole. Treat it like a tool, not a playground. The moment you start using social media instead of letting it use you, the power dynamic shifts. You're no longer the product. Here's the uncomfortable truth. These platforms will never change voluntarily. Their entire business model depends on your addiction. They'll add wellness features and screen time reminders, sure, but those are just PR moves. The core mechanics, the infinite scroll, the variable rewards, the emotional manipulation, that's staying. Because it works, it makes billions. So don't wait for Facebook or Instagram or TikTok to save you. They won't. You have to save yourself. The algorithm isn't your friend. It's a machine designed to extract value from your attention. Treat it accordingly. So what's the takeaway? Social media isn't inherently evil. It's a tool. But it's a tool designed by people who understand your brain better than you do. And if you're not careful, it'll use you instead of the other way around. Every scroll is a gamble. Every notification is a hook. Every algorithm tweak is an experiment to see how much more attention they can squeeze out of you. The house always wins unless you choose not to play. And choosing not to play, that's the most powerful move you can make. Look, you don't have to delete everything and go live in the woods. Just be smarter. Understand the game. Recognize the manipulation. Protect your time, your attention, and your mental health. Because at the end of the day, your life is made of moments. And every moment you spend scrolling is a moment you're not spending on something that actually matters. The algorithm wants you to forget that. Don't let it. Your brain is the most valuable thing you own. Don't gamble it away one scroll at a time.